And it's officially done. It's time for another bag of six. I got my man Chris Shepard, fresh on a sojourn out of the general area, man. How are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Enjoying this like mid 50s rainy weather we're having. Love that.
I wish it was 50s, man. It's like the low 40s. I were trying to get the kids and the
Wishful
dog
thinking.
out, and it's just like not cooperating, So where'd you go, man? Give us a little trip recap.
Man, so we had planned on going to the Smoky Mountains and get a cabin for a couple of days, just kind of be, away from it all. We figured we'd stop in Gatlinburg, let the kids do a couple of the touristy Gatlinburg things. And on our way there, we found out that our Airbnb had canceled on us. So, so we kind of went into emergency mode, didn't know what to do. And we ended up staying a couple extra nights in a hotel in like the equivalent of North Prospect area. So, it wasn't the get away from it all trip we had hoped for, but the kids enjoyed it. We did take the dog with us, which is a whole different story altogether. Like traveling with a dog it's something I would not recommend. don't don't take it too easy when you do it, because man, it adds a whole different aspect to it. So it was a family trip, not a vacation. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, when you think you're going to a cabin, it's a little bit more of a reward for the dog, instead.
Right. And instead the dog was in a hotel room the whole time. So lucky dog, right?
Nice. So yeah, the equivalent of a North Prospect. So all the Chili's and Applebee's that you can find, kind of deal.
Yeah, they were a little bit more centralized. Like we were right next to the farm kitchen, which had pancakes that were like bigger than a layer of a cake, as far as like I'd never seen anything like it. So I can't really argue with it. It was a pretty decent spot we were at, but you didn't really have to go too far from Champaign to be able to get the same experience.
Right. Well, aside from your typical chain restaurants, the reason we're gathered here today is to talk about fictional bars and restaurants. So that can be literary, television, movies, anything that's out there and created. We're going to draft those and we're going to place them here in Champaign-Urbana. As I choke on a sock or something. What the hell was that? So that's what we're gonna do. Fictional bars, restaurants here in Champaign-Urbana.
You're talking food, talk to the fat man here. Like, I noticed you didn't ask me about like workout routines or something like that. It was the best food that we can't get that you've spent hours dreaming about. So yeah, you came to the right place.
We can do the worst workout ideas.
Right.
I'm not against that. I got plenty of those to offer. If I ever do another burpee, I'm gonna freak the F out on somebody. But yeah.
Shake weights for days, baby. Shake weights for days.
It's all about style points there, man.
Right.
That's what that's about. All right. So as always, my guest, first pick in the fictional bars and restaurants that you'd like to have in Champaign-Urbana.
So now I'll be honest with you. I kind of went in thinking about it. I kind of went breakfast, lunch, dinner, bar, and then kind of wild card, just so I could categorize, because I was coming up with way too many different ideas.
I love it.
But it didn't really matter what category I was looking at. There was one restaurant that just stood out. Like from the moment that I saw it, I wanted to try it. The head chef was an artiste. He took pride in his work, and he wasn't the best business person. He got himself in a little bit of trouble. The partners that he chose maybe weren't necessarily looking out for him all the time, but Artie Bucco's spot in Sopranos.
Okay.
Studios, come on. I mean, some of the best food I've ever seen on the big
yeah.
And like he was always so proud of it, and they just kind of shoot it off. Oh yeah, it was good. But like Artie Bucco was like he put everything into every dish he put out there. So someone with pride in their work like that, man, we definitely need an Italian place like that to basically to replace Dom's, since Dom's isn't Paign anymore. So I would say stick it right there, right where Dom's was. Put Artie Bucco's Vesuvio's.
Absolutely, man. You nailed it. And yeah, he put his passion, everything about that through his whole arc was just all about the passion for their restaurant, man. But yeah, it's funny that you say Dom's, because when Dom's, the townies that remember the original location, but I'm gonna paint a picture for any out of town listeners. It was like a brick building set off a main road, sent off a main road. So basically, it looked like a place you might get hit. Anyway,
right.
It kind of had that mob vibe about it.
And you kind of had to know where it was to find it. Otherwise, and this was in the days before GPS in the car. So like you couldn't key it in and go to Dom's. Like you had to know where it was. It's over by the train station. And like, what? Where are you sending me to? And yeah.
There was maybe a window, I think. It was like a brick rectangle. I mean, the only window was by the entryway. Anybody in the dining area was in that, like, that nice, like, lowered light, or like the old school, those red glass things with like the little candle in it.
Right.
Like it set the tone, man. But that was, oof. Ooh, I could have chicken a la Dom right now.
Oh man, I've dreamed about that. And there was another spot in town that tried to pull that off, but the chicken wasn't the same. Chicken a la Dom died with that restaurant, man.
Yeah, no. Yeah, R.I.P. But yeah, no, definitely a good one. It was definitely on my short list for sure. That's kind of where I'm at with this. When it's draft style, it's like, do I pick for passion? Because there's a few on here that I definitely want. But there's a few on here that are a little bit more popular. That should I go for those first, or should I just?
Honestly, that one I knew that it would probably be on your list, so I had to hit it before you did.
Well played, sir. Well played, sir. Well, what I'm gonna do, because some of mine are based on entertainment factor too. Because, like,
sure,
I want to bring these things to see you. So not only just the food missing, but a little bit of extra. We need to liven up the scene a little bit. Folks are getting back out. They're having a good time. It's time to have fun again. And I'm going with Jackrabbit Slims from Pulp Fiction. Yeah. Which by inflation standpoint is probably like a $20 milkshake by now, but I want one.
Like I pay $5 a day for milkshakes. Right. That's no big deal anymore. But back in the day, woo, $5. Woo.
Every milkshake's $5 now, I think, unless it's McDonald's when their ice cream machine is actually working. So yeah, but I mean, yeah, I wanted choices like burnt or bloody, an impromptu dance contest might pop off, and just sitting in like those bench seats of those cars just must be a dream. Like,
I'm not even a track as you walk in, just because why not?
Yeah, and yeah. I mean, the waiters dressed as fictional characters and stuff. That'll be for the kids. Like maybe if we do a lunch or something. I don't need all that, but it's fun. But for the rest of it, man, I liked it. It was nice and dim in there. It was cool. Like I said, those big like boat car seats. Like nobody's really on top of your stuff. Like you kind of have your own little gig there, and there's the stage in the middle. It was a dance contest that night, maybe something else another night, maybe a band pops up or like, whatever. But it just looked like a real chill atmosphere. And again, man, that's to quote Vincent Vega, that's a pretty fucking good milkshake, man.
Right.
I want one. Just the look on his face after that sip, like, yeah.
I want to feel that.
That's where I'm at.
So where are you putting Jackrabbit Slims?
I am definitely putting Jackrabbit Slims in Savoy is where I'm going to go. It's going to be like more of a destination kind of place.
Okay.
I feel you got your triptych, but like the Savoy eateries are strongly lacking. So it won't be exactly like off of, where like Old Orchard and all that stuff and kind of the things are now, not centralized. I'm going like off of First Street, kind of by where your parents are, actually. I'm
Okay.
going out there
Taking
to
over some
start to,
farmland.
yeah, to try to start something growing in that area. And I feel like people will travel to go to this destination location and hopefully connect like that area from what they've done out at the Pines to what they're doing in Savoy and slowly merge that together and grow the in
Right.
between area for the townies listening at home. That's what
Very
I'm going
nice.
for. But I want it to be like, when you're, I actually, that's not spoiling a pick because it's a real place. I want it to be like medieval times. Like I want to, which I wish I could have picked, but it's a real joint. Um, I want it to be like that, where like you're driving there and like, you can tell like the lot is hopping, there's a vibe going on. Like it's gonna start something. It's gonna start a new pod out there in Savoy.
Very nice. No, that's that was definitely on my short list as well. Jackrabbit Slims is the spot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man, as I'm looking down at my list, like I've got because I my kids and my wife, they love hearing about this and they like throwing their ideas out. And there's some ideas like I know they'll kill me if I don't say one. But at the same time, I don't know, but there was one that they told me that I said, yes, absolutely. That is going on the list. And this would be kind of in my lunch category. I am a huge hamburger fan. Like if you can give me a good hamburger, then you are on my list of people that are going places in this world. And
Right.
there are some people that just that make it an art form and take pride in it and say, I can just have all these burgers on a menu and those are great. But if I can offer you a burger of the day and it'd be different every day, and that's somebody that takes pride in their work. And that's why I'm going with Bob's Burgers.
Okay,
My
okay.
lunch spot,
Okay.
because that just looks like the best kind of diner burger joint. I don't even know if they serve fries. They probably do, but
Not necessary, but I'm
right,
sure they're
right.
there.
And anybody that can throw puns in for the names of burgers the way they do, I mean, my kids would enjoy that for no other reason than just the puns. So, if I can get my kids' attention while I'm eating during that, and be able to watch the hijinks of the Belcher family while I'm eating,
Yeah, exactly.
then I'm going with Bob's Burgers as my number 2 joint. And as far as where Bob's Burgers goes, I think that's got to be a downtown spot. I think it's probably as they're trying to expand downtown north a little bit. Have that be one of the first places. I was thinking maybe even replacing the old Mary Ann's Diner downtown, which wouldn't be a bad spot, but maybe go even a little further north. So a good burger joint, we've got them, no doubt about it. But they seem to have smash burgers as opposed to the big thick ones that Farron's offers. So
right.
I'm going with it.
We can support that. I know we can.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not worried about that.
3 dozen pizza joints, then another burger spot will do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, that's a solid pick, man. I definitely had that one a little bit lower on my list because I'm trying to do a variety. But yeah, I'm definitely on there, man. I'm with you on this one, man. Bob's Burgers. Well played, sir. Do you guys watch that show a lot?
Oh, religiously.
It's like,
and now that we got Hulu, we found out that like every episode is on there, and like the kids go to sleep watching it every night. Like that's our jam. So we've been on that for a while. In fact, it was like 6 or 7 years ago. We went to see Bob's Burgers live in Chicago. It was at the, they all of the people were there. They did a live reading. Every actor that does the voices is also a comedian, so they each did a stand-up set.
Nice.
It was awesome. So yeah, it's that's one of our favorite shows. So
I heard about that, man. I didn't know you went, dude. That's dope.
Yeah, it was.
I'm might jealous right now.
And as I was walking from parking the car, I'm walking through an alley going back to the hotel, and H. John Benjamin's sitting there smoking a cigarette against the wall. I just kind of gave him the head nod, and
Right.
so that's about all the interaction I want with celebrities. Like, I don't want autographs. I don't want anything. I just want them. Hey, I respect you. I'm gonna give you a head nod. You give it back to me. Hey, we're good. You know?
That's all I need. That's all.
Right.
Yep. Plus, with H. John Benjamin, unless he leaves a message on your phone, most people wouldn't recognize you.
Right. Who is that? Right.
Like, who's that? Oh,
Archer? No.
I would be funny if more people came up to him and was like, "Hey, I'll take a selfie with you. No, can you record my outgoing message, please?" Like,
right. I don't need your image. Nobody knows that.
Which way do I go though? Do I go Archer? Do I go you know, that would be a tough call.
Yeah.
All right. I am still, I'm gonna go entertainment since you kind of broached the diner burger aspect. I'm gonna stay in that fold because technically we have a diner. You know, you mentioned Mary Ann's, but to me, that's just a breakfast joint. If you're bold enough to go off the breakfast menu, that's on you, but it's not really necessary. I think only Pickard's the only one I know that used to come in at like 2 a.m. to get the BLT and fries. Is
looking at, no, you sure you want to do that?
Right.
All right.
Yeah, but the burgers, whatever. So I'm upscaling this. You know, I'm bringing a new diner in town with an owner that cares about the people, the community, his heart and soul's into it. And he brought in a business partner as well. So I'm going to take entertainment in this, and I'm picking the Peach Pit, but with the Peach Pit After Dark aspect to it. So I get my bar and restaurant all in one. So we got the diner by day, your burgers, your fries. Nat is serving it up. He is passionate. And then at night, Valerie Malone comes strolling in, and now we got the Heights playing, or whoever else. How do you talk to an angel till 2 a.m.? But I'm here for it, and I think the combo 2 is like the new Canopy Club, and then some. We can't get enough live music venues as it is, but with the kicker of an actual full serve diner, because it was more of a lunch spot where kids can go. High school kids obviously in there, but they seem to more be the lunch crowd than the breakfast crowd. So
right.
Stepping on Mary Ann's toes, but you know, that's where we're going. And when you said the downtown Mary Ann's location, that's kind of where I was thinking too. I was thinking a little bit more, you know, on the west end, kind of basically where the old Farron's used to be, like in that area. Maybe tap into one of those old buildings there, maybe the old art. We'll clear that out. There's the music venue, and then like, you know, we'll connect something to it. But yeah, Peach Pit and PPAD. They didn't even put Peach Pit After Dark on the door. No, it's the PPAD.
I like it. That was on my list, no doubt. That's a good spot. I wasn't even thinking Peach Pit After Dark. Like, you added that extra element to it. I love it.
The 2-in-1, baby.
Right. All right. So for my next one, you know, sometimes you're just out with people. It doesn't even matter who it is, friends, coworkers, whatever. At some point in the evening, one of the people makes a suggestion as to where everybody should go. And it's a place that as you were younger, you were a lot more open-minded to. Now it's like, no, I am not going to the strip club this late at night, or really ever, because that's just not my jam. However, sometimes that's where the group goes and you've got to follow. And even if that is not your thing, if a spot has an all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet as part of admission, man, I'm going to Glitter Factory in Pawnee, Indiana.
Oh, okay.
If you have ever seen the episode with the Glitter Factory, and when Ron finds out, and he says straight in the camera, look, I do not like strip clubs, but if you've got all you can eat breakfast, That's my jam. And the happiness that was on that man's face, like I want that. And his back was to the stage. He didn't have anything to do with it. But pancakes, bacon, like if it is a breakfast option, it was there on their buffet. And so like it doesn't really matter location. If you've got the food to back it up, then I got to go to the Glitter Factory.
That's wonderful. For a second, I thought you were going, and I can't find the title of it now. It was in my, I thought about it. Were you with us when we went to go see That's My Boy at the theater?
Yes. Yes, I was.
And we actually cleared the very few other patrons out.
Was it the Legs and Eggs special or something like that?
It was like Eggs and Legs, or like, I forget what it was, but it was a similar thing. A much sadder version of it. But
right.
Yes, that's where I thought you were going to first before I thought of the Glitter Factory. But that's what now. Where in the hell can you put a glitter?
Well, because the Glitter Factory was kind of a sacrilegious pick in this whole thing, then I think I'm going full bore and I'm saying the Orpheum Children's Museum. That's the only location. I mean, that the spot's open. It's got a stage.
Yeah.
So yes, it seems like a good pick.
I think there's a couple polls in there from what I remember already ready to go. So yeah, no, that's
and they have the big ship in there too, because who doesn't need that?
Props, there's slides. I mean, right? I think it's a natural fit. I might have to get Finan on the horn, we might need to retire. So.
Right. If someone's looking for an investment idea, I got you.
Done and done. All right. Here's where I'm going. Sometimes you need some fine dining. We have many great restaurants in town. I don't want to snub any that I won't forget, but some very good place, a date night, if you will. But I miss like the exclusivity aspect, like, back when, Soma was the first thing and there were lines outside and stuff. It was a little ridiculous in Central Illinois, but it was kind of fun to have that big city vibe. This restaurant, you can't even get a table. And you never even saw it in the movie that it was portrayed. I'm putting Dorsia in Champaign-Urbana because you can't even get a table there.
Get in. It doesn't matter how good your business card looks.
No, watermark, no watermark, eggshell, doesn't matter. You can pretend to go there and pretend to see Ivana Trump and pass it off, but only certain people get to go to Dorsia. And that's what I'm putting in Champaign-Urbana. And I'm going to put it in like a neighborhood. I'm going to put it in like Southwood, in an old tri-level that you need special permission to get to and a secret knock and the whole nine, dude. Like maybe it's only 5 tables, but that's what's happening, dude. I want that like elitist mentality, just a hint of it in Champaign-Urbana. So I'm going Dorsia. Take that, Paul Allen. Oh, I lost your audio. Little technical difficulties as the awesomeness of Dorsia just completely wiped out.
I was laughing so hard it knocked my microphone out. I had to switch microphones on you now. So
all AV equipment is no match to
like as I was trying to think of restaurants, I'm like, no, there's no way. And I love that you went with Dorsia's because like it's so exclusive. You don't know anything about it. You just know that anybody has been there or at least said that they have.
Exactly.
So yeah.
That's what CU needs, man. Like, have you been yet? Oh yeah, I did. It was what'd you get? Oh, well, it was a special night. There are going to be people talking, people that are going to know somebody, but it's not going to be just the elites to get to go there. There'll be like a special selection process or whatever. Like it's not just the upper crust. It's just going to be a random thing where people will get picked here and there or know somebody that might know somebody. It's going to be kind of like the speakeasy, but overall, like the French Laundry of America. You know, I'm putting it right
Right.
here in Southwood in an old tri-level. That's what I'm doing, and that's Dorsia. Happy.
I love it. That's that is hot. And now inform everyone that may not be on that level.
True. Yeah, I thought I was just thinking that in my head. Did I mention Dorsia is from the movie American Psycho, where you know, if you know, you know, but
Right.
if not, it's a very enjoyable movie in my opinion, but it also quite dark. You know, but this was like, you know, think of upper crust New York, think elites and impressive each other's business suits and you know, we were talking about the business cards, comparing those, and everybody, you know, is like, oh, where'd you get a reservation, Dorsia? Oh yeah, nobody goes there anymore because they can't get in, and they mock it, but they revere it, and it's just like the spot in all of New York City where everybody takes everybody if you are somebody. So that's gonna
Right.
happen here and see you now.
And I love the spot in Southwood, just like
Yeah. Yeah.
parking for like 6 blocks down on the road. I love
Right. It's
it.
like on Barberry or Winchester. Not even one of the ones that goes through from Mattis to Prospect. You go,
Right, right. It's a little offshoot.
yeah. Street parking only.
So man, that's a hot choice. As exclusive as that one is, I'm gonna kind of go the opposite route with mine. And to be honest with you, I'm a little ashamed at my lack of bars on my list. I mean, I can consider Glitter Factory, but I was really going for the breakfast aspect there.
Right.
I'm still not going bars with this one. I'm going with kind of a as you go north, you get into Wisconsin, you get into like supper club area
Oh yeah.
where
Oh yeah.
like they serve up some home style meals, and I've got to imagine that the steak that's up there in the steak houses is about the best it gets. And
Yes.
and if you've got a steakhouse that also provides you an opportunity for a little bit of entertainment, I'm going that route. So I'm going to Paul Bunyan's Cupboard, which is home of the old 96er.
Absolutely.
Like if I can sit there and watch someone just absolutely gorge themselves on beef, then yes, count me in. Like I would try it. I would have to sign something ahead of time that says the fat and gristle that is off the plate. Like that does not count towards the total weight of my meal. But man, have you ever seen such a just no, I can't even say that steak was good looking because it wasn't, and they deliberately made it look but like everybody else's meals just looked ideal. And that was like Wisconsin, middle of nowhere steakhouse meal that like you will remember forever as the best meal you ever had. But then you can tell your friends about the idiot that tried to eat the old 96er that night too. So with Paul Bunyan's Cupboard.
Oh yeah, man. Because you know, like, and again, kind of similar to Dorsia, I want this to be a destination thing. So it's like, oh, I've heard there's this crazy elite restaurant that's out in the neighborhood. You know, the same thing for this. I want people to travel to Champaign because I heard about the 96er. And that's a beautiful pick. I would try it. I would fail, but like I would be good to still have like 40 ounces of beef. I'm gonna make tacos tomorrow, man. Like whatever.
Right.
I'm taking that with me, man. I had a good time.
and I'm putting this one isn't actually going to be in Champaign. This is again like a destination. So I'm putting this in Fisher, Illinois. Nice. So it's not as far as Gibson City. So you don't have to go the whole Barnstube route. But you know, it's in between here and there, and like there are enough cows in that area that like it can all be farmed to plate like all day long. So yeah, I'm going that route.
I love it. Shout out to Fisher, man.
Right?
How were they the lucky one?
Because they're the bunnies, they
True story.
that's all you need to know. They're the bunnies.
True story. Good call. Take that, 50.
I figure you got to have like a 20-minute drive to appreciate the steakhouse that you're going to. Like it's going to be a destination, so there isn't much else going on there in town. So, here is a good reason. It's a good steakhouse. Let's bring people in from miles away.
I love it, dude. I love it. Home of the bunnies and the old 96er. They're gonna have to change their sign outside. Oh man, which way do I go now? All right, I'm at number 4. It's getting low. Okay, it's apparent if you follow me on Facebook or have known that I feel like Champaign-Urbana is significantly missing a deli experience. Everybody knows this. It's like the one thing I want more than anything. And I don't even know the name of this restaurant because you'd have to get in a tequila drinking contest to find out the name of it. So what I'm taking is the Brooklyn Secret Sandwich Shop from 30 Rock, where the mythical sandwich with the dipping sauce comes from, as my pick. Your boyfriend's leaving, but you got to finish the sandwich. You need to get another sandwich. You got to challenge the Teamsters to a drinking contest to locate where the actual sandwich comes from. They dedicate a whole day as sandwich day just for this one sandwich. It's that fresh, that good, that amazing. And that's what I want for CU. I want a taste of that. I want that. And I'm throwing that in North Urbana, man. I'm throwing that way up there where it's like you're just getting past past the new El Toro there on North Cunningham. Going past that. I'm going out past Ohana, right around there. Yeah, you're not too far past Farm and Fleet and Soccer Planet and stuff, but like way up there, way up north, where like a beacon of light doesn't even touch it because it's still kind of underground. But that's where the sandwiches are made. It's just like a hut. It's just like a small little hut where the greatest things are ever made. And those that know, it's not exclusive. It's not Dorsia, but the greatest sandwiches are being pulled from there.
That is the same place that made the Liz Lemon, correct?
Correct.
Which like what it was like. Basically, it was a Reuben with turkey and potato chips on top. Like, yes. Now, and so that I agree. We need a place that like names their sandwiches after local stars and stuff. Like I saw Boomerangs does that, and they've kind of dipped their toe in that. But I think somebody that can go 100% all in on that, absolutely.
Just a little creativity, a little wildness, but like the one sandwich that changes your whole day, which it did in this instance where he's not even savoring it. Like he's just trying to eat it so nobody else gets to it, man. Like I dug like Baguette when it was still open, rest in peace. Like they kind of were slowly touching there right next to Cheese and Crackers, which does a nice amount of sandwiches. But I'm talking full deli, shut it down, creativity overload. Yes, that's what I'm going for.
Very nice. And like as long as I've known you, you've been shouting that. Like that is the hill you are going to die on, is the bring me a deli.
Yes, it will. I'm busting for it.
And man, I can't fault you. Like I agree 100%. So
right. I mean, our deli is lacking. Our deli is lacking in this town. It's all chains, and then like I mentioned, the 2 and 1 left town. So it's like Cheese and Crackers and what?
Right.
Back in the day,
Colorado's is coming on with some of the sandwiches that they're doing. So
that's true.
I'll give them props. But
as a hot sandwich shop, they haven't really gotten to like the corned beef and like, you know, they dance,
Right.
but like, yeah, they do them.
They're the closest we're coming in this area.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They do them in cold cut Italian beef. They nail some stuff, a meatball smash. That's good
Yeah.
shit right there.
Yeah.
But I want it more like old school, like pop. I want a Dagwood. I want like come in,
Yes.
do the routine, slap it up, and then, you know, have the whiteboard where people wrote, you know, yeah, give me the Judy Frazier with extra horseradish. That's what I want, man.
Because it's Hootie Hoo Day.
Exactly. 100%. Exactly. It comes out looking like a woolly worm. And
Right.
it's delicious.
All right. So, man, we got 4 down each. Is that where we're at?
Yep, 2 left.
All right. So I am going, I'm going in the bar realm this time around. And like we are lucky in that we have some really good breweries in our area. Like you don't get this kind of gut not having enjoyed a couple of beers. And luckily we've got some spots like Triptych we are lucky to have a spot like that in this area. You know, we've got Riggs Brewing, we got all sorts of great spots. However, there's really only one in the world that can say that they won at the World Beer Fest Championship. So I've got to go with Schnitzengiggles as my next pick because you know, it's a hot bar. The place was going for a long time, and then they found the recipe for the greatest beer ever, and they started making it under the name Schnitzengiggles. And you know, then to win the World Beer Fest Championship, it was all destined. And to be able to offer a Schnitzengiggles in Champaign-Urbana would just be amazing. Now, of course, that's from the movie Beer Fest, and like if it saves Lunchbox's life to drink an entire vat of beer, I'd be down to help him. But yeah, that's what I'm going with is Schnitzengiggles. Now, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even really think about where I would put that, but I think that that would be out by Carl at the Fields. In that area, you know, go a little south of there, start its own little area, and I think that could be a good spot for it.
Pick up.
Luckily, we have Uber in the area, so it, you know, even if it is a little further out, you're still good getting home.
Oh yeah, man! Pick up the ball that is still left behind. You know,
exactly.
Take care of that area, man.
They like to drink, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, before I go into surgery, I like to know that my doctor was across the street at Schnitzengiggles.
Exactly. At least he's drinking good beer before he does operation.
I like a steady hand, man. I like a steady hand. Find me a surgeon that doesn't drink. All right. That's fantastic. I love that. I didn't even have that on my list. I'm jealous.
That was like in the shower before getting on this phone call. That was like my idea. So that was the one that came to me. So.
All right. Now I feel like I do have one bar that I kind of want here. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. Because again, entertainment factor is high. And downtown, Soma isn't what Soma used to be. Soma's like, you know, an independent thing. You can kind of rent it out. It opens when it wants to. C Street is no more. So there's no real like club atmosphere again. Little bit of packed bars, you know, it doesn't sound very natural these days, but they're going to be back. And maybe you want a little, I don't know, impromptu poetry slam if you want to. So I'm taking Cell Block from Cocktail and I'm throwing it downtown Champaign Central. And that's what's going to happen right there, man. Cell Block. Shoulder to shoulder. The last bartender poet pouring me shots, dancing, flipping bottles. Yeah, all the flair's going to be back. Like bartender flair left, but I don't think it needed to. No,
it did,
man. I'm tipping. Give me a show, man. Give me a show.
Right.
Yeah, I'm bringing Cell Block back, dude. I love that movie. I don't know if anybody, not many of you guys watched my Rotten as Tomatoes episode, but it was criminally under 10% fresh. It hurt my soul. And yeah, if you went to Cell Block just once, you would love that movie as well. So yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Very nice. Like, I am okay having a subpar drink if they did it with some flair. Like,
Hey,
if they
yeah.
flip the bottle, like, oh, okay, I got like a half a shot of rum in it, but you did it,
Yeah.
cool, so I'm all right with it.
Yeah. There's no orange juice in my Madras, but I'm stupid for ordering it just because I wanted to see the show in the first place.
Right?
Yeah. They're blowing fire. They're doing all kinds of crazy shit. But yeah. And then some dude's gonna come in and give a stodgy poem, and we're all gonna have a good time with it. And who else knows what's gonna go on at Cell Block? The bartenders are wearing prison uniforms. It's wacky.
Cell Block cocktail. I love it.
Gina Gershon's going to come in and write an article right opening night. So I mean,
because who doesn't?
That down.
So I'll be honest with you, I hate this part of the whole thing. Only being able to pick one from my list, because I've still got a pretty big list in front of me, and I feel like there's a lot of them that I'm going to be upset I didn't get on my list. But that's just where we're at these days. This one is actually going to be, there's a true story that goes along with this. Young Chris Shepard, a bit naive, not understanding how the world of Hollywood works, didn't realize that when restaurants in a movie saying that they are in a particular town, they may not actually be there. In fact, that restaurant may not even exist in the real world. But don't tell young Chris Shepard that, no. Because when I go to Aurora, I am looking for Stan Mikita's donuts.
Yeah.
And this was in the days before cell phones or really computers. So you couldn't look it up to see, does Stan Mikita's exist? No, you had to take your ass to Aurora and try to find the yellow pages and see if you could find out if it did exist. And if so, can you get your mom and dad to take you over there? So after a 4-hour search, I can tell you without a doubt, Stan Mikita's does not exist and never did in Aurora. We had to settle for Ditka dogs that night, which, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. But when you're looking for Stan Mikita's and you just want a crawler, then, it is a far cry from first, second place. So I'm going with the fan favorite of Wayne and Garth, and Stan Mikita's Donuts in Aurora, Illinois.
Fantastic. And like they're even had pucks like in their order. Right? I don't even know what those are. Are those cream filled? Because like I don't
hope so.
The whole I wanted them, like, I wanted Ed O'Neill to get surly with me, and I wanted the whole experience. It was so cool, dude. Even the outside looked rad, and I wasn't even a big hockey guy.
I didn't even know who Stan Mikita was, but it was in the movie, so that place has got to be cool. Maybe I'll see a girl at the end of the counter, a little foxy lady will come on. Who knows? Who knows? Aurora is a wonderland.
Everything's in Aurora, man, or Shermer. Man, yeah. That's where I'm at too. I got my last pick, and I'm between two. I got more, but I'm down to two. One we already spoke about, so that might be coming. Because when we first broached the subject, that was the first thing I thought of for whatever reason. And the second one, I might go that route. I'm gonna do the one we hit as an honorable mention, but I'm going with the Saturday Night Live round, the realm, because we lost a gyro spot. We lost Zorba's, man, and that was a true hit to anybody from town in the last 30 years, 40 years, maybe.
30 or 40, man, it was there forever.
It was a staple, and it was wonderful. But if I can recreate that gyro experience complete with juice, brought down from Mount Olympus itself. So when you run out of juice, you have to go to Mount Olympus to fill up the cup because
I like the juice.
the juice is good. And I'm picking Hub's Gyros, man. And that's my jam. You like the juice? I want to try this damn juice. I've
I
wanted
like
to
the
try
juice.
juice from like high school. It was like a early 90s thing. And the legend of the juice kept going. And then when they ran out of the juice that one episode and literally had to scale Mount Olympus, it was flowing all over them. I was struck. I need this in my life. And it stayed with me forever, man. And I want that, no shade on Nero's. You guys do a fine product, but you don't have the juice, man.
No juice.
Give me the juice. The juice is good. I want the juice, man.
To this day, if I serve a glass of juice to one of the boys, instantly my first question is, you like the juice? And of course they just roll their eyes and have no idea what I'm talking about. My wife knows what I'm talking about and she rolls her eyes, but still, like, give me my jokes, please, people.
Exactly. So, give me that's why we're here, man. That's why we're here. Because yes, that it was a running bit that probably went longer than it should have, and I couldn't get enough of it. Not get enough of it. And I'm throwing it up on North Mattis is what I'm gonna do, because North Mattis is lacking. They used to have like a Phonies Mahoney's. Now they have like a Sammy's. Like there's all kinds of weird things going up there. So I'm going like kind of by the lot where the Parkland training is and Ides and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Sunbelt Rentals. Kind of by Parkland. The Parkland people are going to be all juiced, man. They're all juiced. We're going to fuel the whole Parkland basketball team. Anthony Figueroa, I know you're listening, man. The team's going to be fueled on juice. That'll be your
all of the juice
poster, man. Yeah. So I'm going with that as my final pick. Lock it in.
That was nice. That was a good one.
Champagne's lit right now, dude.
Right. That's a hot 12 right there.
And Fisher too. We brought them in the
right. I think Champaign County, we've got to represent everywhere around.
All right. I'm gonna give a couple of mine because I think I stayed away from like patties and stuff like that because it's basically the brass rail unless I can get the people involved with it as it is.
Right.
Paunch Burger obviously was and mostly because of a beverage stop, because I want the child size soda, which is not a tiny soda. It's the soda actually the size of a small child.
The size of a child.
So I want to like strap it in, but that wasn't enough to put it through. I was upset that the pizza in a cup guy went out of business, so I kind of wanted to bring him back.
Right.
That's the jerk. I always wanted to have a pizza in the cup, and that was out. You already started with Sopranos, but like part of my deli experience was doing a Satriel's, like kind of up by Columbia Street Roastery, kind of have that whole like coffee district with a little, gabagool, whatever's going to happen.
Right.
That was on there. And then the one I was teasing about that I'm going to hit on was Casa Bonita, Cartman's main jam from South Park with the caved Black Bart's Cave, Cliff Divers, Waterfall, and all the sopapillas he could eat, dude. I've always wanted to go there, man. It looks dope as hell. So yeah, those are kind of the highlights of my honorable mentions.
Which that one, it always reminded me, if you've ever been to the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot Center, that's like what it is. Like there's a ride that goes through the middle of it, but then there's a Mexican restaurant and they're selling. Yeah, that I have always thought of that when I saw that episode. So
because I also thought that would give more family. I did pick a lot of more adult entertainment, not as adult as you, but adult entertainment where a little family atmosphere restaurant,
right?
Might be all right, man. So hit me with some of yours.
So I was thinking breakfast. Yeah, I liked your Saturday Night Live option. I was going to bring it on down to Omeletville. I've never seen anything like about the food, but like if JT is singing about it, it's got to be pretty decent. So, I also thought that Big Kahuna Burgers had a pretty damn good burger that I wanted to try.
That is
Also, like, I am not a fan of seeds on my buns, so I thought 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions with no seeds from McDowell's.
yeah.
That would be a good lunch spot. So yeah, McDowell's was on my list. Bars, the Regal Beagle, like
Yes.
I've never seen a more comfortable, like everything is padded. It's kind of
Well played.
like the bar seats at Tumble Inn, just like
Yeah.
upped a couple of notches because everywhere is padded.
Ensconced everywhere is like
Right.
padded pleather and like,
And sometimes you need to put yourself in a place filled with villainy, and Mos Eisley Cantina was a good option there.
I was waiting for it, man.
Moe's Tavern, home of the Flaming Moe. That was on my list.
Moe's Tavern over Moe's Family Feedback?
Yes, just because sometimes Moe's is the feeling that I want to get. Like I don't want the family feedback. I want to chill at, and I think we already hit the brass rail as kind of an option with that one.
Let's change it to hippos now.
And sometimes you're just going out for dessert and you want to be a Ziggy Piggy. So I was thinking about Ziggy's ice cream from
that was on my list.
Yeah. And having just watched Blues Brothers yesterday, the Soul Food Cafe that Aretha Franklin works in, that was my that was going to be my spot. Nice. I also had Copacabana on there from Goodfellas, but like I know that place actually exists, but I don't know like the one that's the $20 to everybody that you walk by gets you in the back door. Copacabana exists.
Yeah.
So
I was kind of on that. I was kind of on that too, because the Dresden I'm sure exists, but
yeah,
I don't know if it's the same Dresden or whatever. So I was just kind of kept off of things that I thought are probably like loosely based on her. But yeah.
And then kind of in the Goodfellas realm, I was thinking whatever cell number these guys were in, that they were making like the garlic that's shaved so thin you can see through it. Like I want to eat in their cell. Like that was money. Just bringing in all these sausages and meats and bread. Like, yes, that's how I want to live.
How many onions?
Right?
Exactly. Three small onions. Yeah. We were just
always puts too many onions in.
I just recently just released the episode. We repicked the 90s Oscars, and Goodfellas got a lot of love. They were snubbed that year, man. So yeah.
Yes, they were.
We definitely had a moment, because we all shaved. If you did not shave garlic with a razor blade, then you never really watched the movie.
Right. We've all tried it. It's never really worked all that well. You just get little sheets of garlic, but it was a good thought.
But it looked, and it had to be. I got to try it for myself.
Right.
I don't trust. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, we might be the top tourist spot if in anywhere outside of the coast now from the work we've done today, my friend.
Like we do all right food wise anyway. Champaign has some excellent food, but man, you throw some of these spots in there, and we've got some, right?
Yeah. I tried to think of a couple seafood joints. I couldn't really think of any that really popped off on screen, but other than that,
and honestly, like as much as I love seafood joints, I got to be a little closer to the ocean to enjoy a seafood joint. Like, there's too many questions involved if that's not the case.
We got some fantastic sushi and a couple of those bake places. Unfortunately, I apologize to all my local restaurants. I get their names all confused, but the one by Target, the one by
right.
they're dope too, man. And I still love you, and I'll get a nice big like plate of everything to drop down. But yeah. I think we knocked it out of the park. Thanks for coming on, my friend.
Thank you. Anytime, man.
We never did talk about Cobra Kai. Did we?
I think we did. We came back. You asked me about the phone call, and I acted
Yes.
like I knew what you were talking about there for a second. Then I didn't realize until after you told me what your idea. Yeah. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, no,
And
we asked Cobra Kai, and now I'm just waiting on.
right. Right.
But my new thing since Cobra Kai has been Letterkenny. I've been watching shit out of that. And Modine's almost made my list for the best bars, but I didn't know whether to do 1, 2, or 3. So
Exactly. And he dropped the proper tribute to the fallen DMX as we tip to now.
right.
Yeah, that was excellent on your Facebook page, man. So yeah. All right, man. I'm gonna wrap it up so everybody can get going, man. Thanks again.
All right. Thank you.